This demonstration video gives you the option to purchase the Big Leaf bag in a lower price and install snap buttons to your metal frame yourself. This is cost-effective for you and also allows us to deliver your bag quickly. There are many varieties of metal frames on the market that are all shaped differently, as you can see some of them here. However, the installation for the mouth of the Big Leaf bag is done in the same fashion. We will show you most of the important steps in installing the Big Leaf bag to these three different sizes of metal frames. Your metal frame must range in size between those three, thus you will be able to apply the techniques to your particular frame effectively. All parts needed for the installation are provided, as shown here. Generally, there are 4 main steps to properly install the mouth of the Big Leaf bag to any metal frame. The first step is how to pin the mouth of the Big Leaf bag around the metal frame correctly. This is the most critical step to be completed in order for all the subsequent steps to be done smoothly. In order to complete this step, you need to reference the seam of the mouth into the center of the upper frame and fold the mouth to find the center of the bottom Big Leaf bag, which will go into the center of the lower frame. You place the frame inside the Big Leaf bag in a horizontal setting. You space the material that is close to the most of the front of the frame to be about 1.5 inches. Here is the bottom or the side of the metal frame that sticks out the most to the front. You place the bottom mark of the mouth to the center of the bottom of the frame. You tape the frame to the material temporarily to remain fixed while completing this first step and remove it after step 3. Then, cut the material perpendicular to the frame at the lower right and left corners and fold the material inside using the provided metal pin to secure it around the frame. You can then cut the material up to the frame where there is a hook segment. Fold and pin as needed at the right and left as shown. For the top portion, you need to cut the upper right and left corner diagonally up to the metal frame. This will allow you to smoothly fold the material inside. Next, center the seam in the middle of the upper frame and tape the frame to the material inside temporarily to remain fixed and remove after step 3. You can then fold the extra material at the very end of the right and left sides evenly. Next, pin in both sides of the 3 layers and fold and pin the 6 layers as shown. Then, mark the material where the handle is, so you can cut and stick it out for handling in the Big Leaf bag later. Second, mark around the metal frame. Generally, there are 4 sides for any metal frame. We recommend that you space about 5/8 of an inch away from the metal frame inside, and you use a marker or anything that you can identify to mark where you'll be setting the snaps in place. Mark 3 places at the bottom and 2 to 3 places at the right and left sides. Here, on the top side of your bag, you need 4 marks when the handle situates tightly in the middle as seen. You put 2 marks, one on each side, close to the handle, and make sure the mark at the far right and left is in the middle range of the 3 layers of the material. Third, punch holes around the frame. Here, place the plastic piece on the wood block. Put the wood block underneath the material that is firmly supported by a hard surface like this, or get a 33-cent concrete block similar to this one from any of your local hardware store. Then, place a cloth underneath to prevent any damage to your working surface if needed. Use a hammer to punch a couple times the sharpened flat nail on each mark, one at a time, and turn it 90 degrees to hammer a second time if needed. This will create a cross in the fabric, allowing you to place the snap buttons around the frame. You can finish those holes on the bottom, right, and left sides of the frame. Next, remove the pins from the finished sides and complete the top as shown. The fourth step is to put the snaps together. Remove the pins around the frame and take the frame out of the bag. Leave in the 4 pins that secured both of the 3 layers temporarily and remove those after putting in the snaps. At the farther holes punched inside, place the caps outside of the material and set them on the concave anvil or the smooth side. Place the socket on it and hammer the metal tool several times to secure the parts together, as shown. Then, at those marks on the punched front holes, Do the same to every pair of posts and studs. Next, place the posts on the bowl side of the anvil and the studs as shown, and hammer the same way as the first in order to create a snap together. Next, cut this upper material up to the mark where the handle is, so it can stick out for handling the bag. You may want to leave a little extra tail and put some glue on it to stick the folds together, as shown. Then, cut the extra material out at the hook segment, fold the edge, and glue both sides together. Snap the bag to the frame and trim away any extra long material accordingly to its irregular shape. The mouth block is optional and can help to prevent leaves from leaking out while you stand the big leaf bag upright. Fit one side of the mouth block on the upper part to put the snap on, or Velcro on, whichever is your choice. Then, fit and place the last two pairs of Velcro on the hook onto one side, and the other loop on the other side of the mouth block and the surface of the front of the bag at the lower right and left corners. You must first add glue right at the surface where the Velcro will be placed for a stronger bond. Press firmly for a couple of seconds to ensure that the Velcro on the surface will stick permanently. Finally, you can test the mouth block of the big leaf bag with the Velcro and stand it up to fit any 39, 45, or 55-gallon bag for dumping your leaves. The second frame is wider and is shaped differently from the first. For the upper portion here, if the extra material is less than 4 inches, you may want to fold the material in the middle as opposed to one at the right and left sides. The handle situates at the right and left corners, so you can cut directly at the right and left instead of the middle, so it can stick out for handling the bag. You may need to put 3 snaps on the top, an additional 3 to each of the rest of the 3 sides. This third frame is smaller than the first 2. There will be extra material at the top, so you will need to fold the material at the right and left, just like the first one. This will allow the solid material on the top to fully block the airflow while operating the bag. Then, the rest of the installation should be similar to that of the first metal frame. This extra feature is a kind of handle that shows you the need to cut according to its design so that the handle will be able to stick out for handling the big leaf bag. For some of the features that you do not see here is to check how many cuts around your factory bag that you need the very same cuts for the mouth of the big leaf bag too. So you can fold, pin, and continue the other 3 steps to complete the snaps around your particular frame. Thank you for watching.